Pretty big shoes to fill for both of them.
I'd say so.
You know what time it is?
Boom shakalaka! Come on now, we got a studio audience. We can do better than that. Say it again, Caleb. They didn't quite get it.
Do you know what time it is?
Boom shakalaka! All right, we gotta wake it up down here
yes.
at City Hall. Welcome,
Okay.
welcome to Ms. Rocky and Shaviva, Northend Live, and I'm Rocky.
And I'm Shaviva, and this is Northend Update.
That's
Yes.
right, and we're right down here, downtown in City Hall Studios, and we thank the city of Waterloo for having us every week, Shaviva.
Oh, yes, I really appreciate it because it's starting to get cool outside now, and your backyard just will not work.
Nope,
No.
it hasn't worked for a couple years. But
Okay.
you know, there's always something good happening on the north end.
Yes, and everywhere else.
Right, we want to
Yeah.
shout out to our frequent viewers, Janice Durham, May Ambrose, Jessica Young, one of my favorites, Yolando. Seriously, you got the best ones.
That's right. And Judy Miles, Wendy Knapp Bowman, Morgan Ariane, and Antonio Thornton. Be sure to like our Northend Update page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right. And
Yeah.
if you're looking for our YouTube channel, go to Northend Update,
Boom
Boom Shakalaka.
Shakalaka. That's
That way
right.
you know you're in the right place. And please subscribe because we got some great stuff that'll just be exclusive on the Northend Update channel. We're going to be like the Publishers Clearinghouse here pretty soon.
Oh, yes. see?
Surprising folks and carrying on like that. So. All right, so today our show features Waterloo Fire Department Battalion Chief Bill Beck. He'll be joining us here shortly. And
DaQuan Campbell, founder of Arose Co-op.
yes, and we're so proud of him. He does so much good stuff, as does Bill Beck. So we're going to find out a lot of good stuff about these two. And in our Give It Air, Shaviva.
That's right. We're going to be talking about unions, discrimination, and Anime Weems' part in bringing about change.
Oh, yes. She and along with other great leaders here in Waterloo have done a marvelous job of making things a little more equal. You know,
Sure.
there's always work to do, but, you know, she really made a difference. All right, and also we have a talking point segment that we've always talked about, and that will be what, Shaviva?
Okay, if you focus on the hurt, you'll continue to suffer. But if you focus on the lesson, you'll continue to grow. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Just a little something to encouragement.
Right,
Yeah.
because somebody needs to hear that. And I'm sure that our guests can expound on those experiences too, because we've all known those people that just complain about something that happened 35 years ago and can't move
And
on.
never can't move on. That's a
So-
shame.
so-
you know, we've got some great things going. We got a lot of stuff happening this month. This is Fire Prevention Month.
Yes.
Yes. Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
And Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we want to focus on some of those things and go to our page, and we have different articles for your enjoyment on those subjects, and always thinking about breast cancer, as so many people are challenged by that, and we want everyone to be aware.
Yes.
All right, and don't forget, today is the day. Caleb is going to be keeping track of our comments, of course, and those of you that say boom shakalaka, because you will be entered in a drawing at the end of the month.
Oh, and what might they win?
Girl, they gonna get another Dominique seafood.
Really? Oh, my goodness.
Yes, and of course, we might be giving away some more greens. I know they're always in season up until frost, right? Or after. We'll
yeah.
find out.
Sounds
we'll find
good,
out.
yes.
All right. And we're celebrating 5 years, Caleb, of positivity from a North End perspective.
But of course.
We're even planning
Uh-oh,
a
looks
party.
like we got breaking news.
Oh my goodness. Okay, breaking. Thank you, Caleb. What is our breaking? Oh, Joe Biden has lessened all the criminal penalties for marijuana. That's kind of breaking news today. I'm sure you can find that in your news cycle. And what else?
Okay, today, October 7th at 6 p.m. is the grand reopening of the Spark Lot, and it's located in downtown Waterloo now. There's going to be a ribbon cutting this afternoon. Early later this evening, excuse me, at 6
Okay.
o'clock.
Sure.
Yeah.
And also Brian Sink, who helped us, who housed us basically
Yes.
for 2 years. He's got a food truck, so that's exciting. Breaking news in Iowa. Starting Line had a great article.
They had an article about Jamie Foxx. If you've ever been to
Excuse me.
Morg's restaurant, she's the nice smiling lady that keeps your coffee cup filled. There she is.
There she is.
All
We
right.
love Janie. Yes, congratulations to Jamie. All right, well, I think it's just about time. Excuse me. Shaviva?
Things happen. Okay, we've got a couple of questions, not actual questions, comments from the email. Kathy said, I love all your positive posts about our community. Thank you. You are a community treasure. We really appreciate hearing that, Kathy. Thank you so much. And Esther shared an article with us about Nicole Hannah-Jones. So if you want to read more about that, you can look at the Rocky and Shaviva page to find out what's going on with that. Yeah. So we just wanted to mention those things. And I think that it is just about time for you all to meet our wonderful guests.
Yes, they are wonderful, and I'm back.
All right.
I had a little coughing situation there. Tickle in my throat. So we have, Shaviva, who do we have?
Yes, we have Waterloo Fire Department Battalion Chief Bill Beck, and we also have DaQuan Campbell, who is the founder of We Arose Co-op. Welcome.
As soon as I find my microphone.
Hey, y'all. Hey, we are live. We do this all the time. We do what we do, and we just keep on rolling. Y'all know us by now. Okay.
Right, and I found it.
All right.
Ed is laughing, and it's not funny. Okay, welcome to our guest. Hi,
Yes.
sorry I
Hello.
had to meet you and have a coughing attack. But, yeah, it's always great to see DaQuan. Thank you so much for showing up today and talk to us about what's going on with We Arose. How much time do we have left?
Well, we'll be growing to the end of October. I should say we'll have product available to the end of October, and maybe even past that, depending on how the weather turns out for us. But a lot going on this weekend. Starting with today, we have our Greens to Go mobile market that's always open on Tuesdays and Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Jubilee United Methodist Church. You can head over there now. There's a lot of great products there. We have turnip greens, mustards, collards, green and red tomatoes. Acorn squash, it's the season for that now. We still have some summer squash available. So,
Okay.
cucumbers, a lot of great stuff for you at the Greens to Go mobile market.
Wow. And acorn squash.
Acorn
Do
squash.
you grow that yourself?
Well, we are, the co-op is a network of local farmers that comes specifically from one of our farmers, Mark Latour. So he grows acorn squash as well as butternut squash as well.
Now talk about your gardens up on Peak Street.
Yeah.
What all is produced there?
So we try to focus on crops that the residents in that area have told us that they really wanted to see us grow and have for sale. So a lot of southern varieties, the mushrooms, turnips and collard greens, okra, purple hull peas. We grew some green beans this year. Tomatoes is another staple at that specific plot. We really like to consider that our demonstration garden. So it's not only about us growing food, but we're also inviting the community to come out and kind of learn the ins and outs of urban farming practices and the techniques that we take on to grow the food.
So that pretty much leads right into what I wanted to ask you, as far as talking a little bit more about other initiatives that you got going on,
Yeah.
like the garden tours and bikeability
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So this Sunday is the continuation of our community bike ride program called We Ride. As you know, that's brought to you by We Arose Co-op in partnership with Waterloo Bicycle Works. And that program was really designed to encourage beginners and casual riders get active and be included in organized rides. This is the last month of the community bike ride, so we're encouraging everyone to come out. The theme for this month is Ride Out, so we're
Ride Out.
Yeah, basically
Okay.
inviting everyone with 2 wheels or even 1 wheel. If you have a bike, a scooter, a skateboard, we want you to come and join us because we're going to take the lane on East 4th Street and ride about a 5 to 7 mile ride. Sunday.
Oh, nice. I like that. Did you hear that, Bill?
I did. What was it, 8 on it?
One wheel. One wheel. You need one wheel. Get in the
got
middle of
gas on
East
the
4th
unicycle.
Street.
I'm a pretty big fan of 2 wheels, and it's important they both stay on the ground.
You don't need one. Well, we're just saying we're open to everyone who has some sort of some riding transportation.
Sure, great. Well, we love what you do, DaQuan. And of course, we're so proud of you that
Thank
you
you.
thought, I'm just so happy that you thought of it, and that you're interested in agriculture and that you're actually sharing.
It's necessary. It's very rewarding for us to be able to provide these healthy food options, which is contributing to the development of healthy lifestyles for our community members. So we're really pleased with the traction that we've gained so far, and we hope the community continues to support us.
Great. We're going to talk to you a little bit more, but I think we have some comments.
Bernadine Fidel-Corres says that is a great goal.
Yes.
And asks, will you teach canning too?
Oh, canning. There
Maybe
you go.
Not me specifically, but I have some family members, my grandmother, my mom, they know a thing or two about canning. So we hope to get in some more educational workshops, and that will probably be in 2023.
That's right.
Okay,
And
sounds good.
Shaviva and Bill, everybody needs to know. Bernadine, you finally got your question answered. She's been worrying me to death about canning. Every time she's emailing us to ask somebody to grow their own gardens and can.
Talk about
So
canning.
there you go. I'm so glad you're there, Bernadine, and thank you for watching. She's also been referring us to other people. So
Okay,
if
that's
you're
great.
new to watching us, thanks to Bernadine.
Okay, and
Yes.
hi.
Yes, hi. Okay, like I said, we're going to get some more information and as we close again, and we're going to get to talk to you, Shaviva. But we skipped right over because I had a little tickle in my throat and had to get up in the middle of the show. But we skipped over our Give It Air and our encouragement. Did you mention that while I was?
No, I absolutely did not.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, like I said, sometimes we just juggle the balls and see what happens, right?
So hopefully that's one of the things you like about us, that we can just cough and walk off the set.
That's right.
Right?
And keep going. That's right.
And yeah, so Bill, we're going to talk to you and DaQuan about our encouragement segment thing today. Have you ever, if you focus on the hurt, because somebody needs to hear this. Some people have been hurt or saddened by something, no matter what. And if you focus on the hurt part, then you just continue to suffer. But if you focus on the lesson, then you continue to grow. Can you reflect with that or talk about how important that is in your life?
When Agnes sent that information to me, I thought you made that up just for me.
Oh, really?
That's how much it meant to me right away. As being a firefighter, and you both know, you've had loved ones that were firefighters. Generally, we're pretty happy-go-lucky, borderline immature-ish a little bit in a lot of ways. And I think that's awesome, a way to start a career. And as you grow, you see things, and you see some of the worst parts of the world, worst parts of life, worst parts of a person's life. Those things, whether you like it or not, can stick with you. And they can stick with you in a negative way, which leads you down a path towards post-traumatic stress disorders, things like that, depression, burnout. Or you can look at it as the way of, maybe this person died, maybe this person did this, their house burned, but I was there to do as much as I could, as well as I could, and mitigate that situation. If we look at it those ways, looking for the lesson, those ways are going to be the ways that keep me mentally healthy,
Right.
and hopefully everyone around me that have the same colored shirts on.
Wow.
Yeah, that is good.
Yes.
And that's one reason we started this segment, because a lot of times people do feel that this is just for you. So hopefully you got something from that. And how true, post-traumatic stress is very prevalent nowadays, along with our brain health. So I don't know, did you want to talk about it a little bit, about how you can really focus on the good instead of the bad, if you can?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I won't go right to the good part, because I would say I'm guilty of sometimes of dwelling on situations and things that are out of my control. So, I try my best to kind of find the opportunity or the silver lining in certain situations that didn't turn out the way that I wanted them to. And as soon as I do that, I feel better. And I would say to anyone else who may be overthinking about something, to maybe, what works for me is to take a step back from that situation, give it some air, I would
Yes,
say.
yes.
Yeah.
And then come back and revisit those things. And I think 9 times out of 10, you will, find that silver lining or that opportunity to get better or, give it air.
Very, very true.
I think the part too about the giving it air part, I know for me personally, it's those times after a call or after an incident where I just need something to do, not necessarily dwell on anything, but just give it air. Like you said, to let it work back. So talking about gardening, my hands are probably still a little pruny from my wife's an avid gardener.
Okay.
And while she was at work today, there's limited things I can do in a garden. I understand. I'm not a gardener. But I washed carrots for over an hour just to get ready.
So you got
and
orange hands that are wrinkled.
It's those times like that where there's not a lot of thinking when it comes to washing carrots.
Right.
It's clean or it's not clean.
Right.
It seems for me anyway, those are those great moments for that mental health to get back into alignment.
Or distraction,
Yeah,
like
that's
art. I know I love to
Yeah.
get to the easel and just paint, and you can't think of anything but what you're doing. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
know you probably find that too, Shaviva.
Absolutely, and as far as focusing on the hurt, that's like you have a sore or something and you just keep picking the scab off before it has a chance to heal. So sometimes you just have to let it be, go through the process, and come out on the other side.
Okay, right. Well, thank you guys. Hopefully we have some comments from our viewers, Caleb, maybe not. And so if you want to talk about that later on, please feel free to join in on the conversation in the comments. Now we're going to talk about Anna Mae Weems, how she changed. Actually, she did a lot, because we're going to talk in our Give It Air subject, it's about unions, and they haven't always been so inclusive or united, Shaviva.
No, they absolutely have not. When you think about unions and the whole image of solidarity and stuff like that, there was a time, and to a certain extent there still is, are situations where laborers, it's not a matter of people really sticking together, because there's discrimination where trying to keep unions, let's just say it, trying to keep certain unions all white, like back in the day. But the fight for equality, because that's all anybody ever wants, is equal access to jobs and stuff like that. It's reflected in a lot of the protests from back in the 60s, like the sanitation strike in Memphis, and also here locally in Waterloo concerning Rath's Local 46.
Right. In Rath's Local 46, Anna Mae Weems became one of the first black women to gain admission to their sliced bacon department. And it says that the Anti-Discrimination Department began internal actions against the policies and practices of Rath Packing, including putting African Americans in the most undesirable jobs and refusing to promote them to better positions. The union tackled segregation in each department, beginning adding Anna Mae Weems to the sliced bacon department in 1953. However, union members soon became aware that racial solidarity within the plant didn't enrich its members if it wasn't also fighting against racial discrimination outside the plant. So we just wanted to give that a little air, and kudos to the unions of nowadays, and kudos to Anna Mae Weems for starting that and being the first woman, especially back then, in Rath's bacon department.
Right, and you hear that, the first woman in the bacon department, and that, now that might not sound like quite a big deal, but in the 50s,
Yeah.
and a woman, that was a big deal.
That's right. Yeah. So you know all about unions.
A little bit.
And your people over there are gonna get a union now. They're gonna gang up on you, DaQuan. And we just wanted to give that a little air today.
That's right.
All right, now we get to talk to you,
Yes.
Bill Beck from Waterloo Fire. What does a battalion chief do?
So my job is kind of into two realms. I'd say emergency and non-emergency. So I work a 24-hour shift with 48 hours off, just like the rest of the firefighters. At an emergency scene, whether it be a fire or a major car accident, I'll respond in a pickup truck called the Battalion Chief's car. And then I always explain to everybody, it's like I'm kind of the conductor at the beginning of the orchestra. I go like this and say start, and They just go at it and get all the work done. They don't let me get dirty anymore.
Okay.
None of the fun stuff. And then the other end of it is the non-emergency side. So one of the things that my responsibilities are is I'm the chief of public relations. So I get to come do things
That's
like
why
this.
you're here, yeah.
Absolutely. I get to, our Facebook page is administered by me, but it's also, October is a super busy month with Fire Prevention Week. For Waterloo, it's more of a fire prevention month. So it's continually scheduling school visits and fire trucks to the schools and schools to the fire stations to show the kids the equipment and how to stay safe this fire season.
How long have you been with the fire department?
Just over 18 years.
Oh, my.
And then
Okay.
before that, I was a volunteer for 9 years in my hometown,
Okay.
And where is your hometown?
Cresco, Iowa.
Cresco.
Yep, up in Howard County,
And which way is that?
north.
It's
Yep.
north,
It's
okay.
about 12 miles from the border of Minnesota.
Oh, nice. Okay, great. And talk about the big thing that's happening Tuesday, I think. You have
Yeah. Tuesday, October 11th, we have our fire open house. It's going to be at Station 1 from 4 till 7. We'll have food. We're going to have all kinds of exhibits to show. It's open to all the public. So we want people to come and see the fire station and see its work. We'll have demonstrations like auto extrication, where we'll actually have a junked car there in the lot. We'll be able to cut apart, and they'll be able to see the tools we use.
Oh, wow.
Our aerial truck will be out so that they can tour that. We're actually going to have air care, which isn't part of the fire service, but it's part of health care for sure. The helicopter that flies critical patients around, we'll have them land in the Elks Club next door.
Okay, I was wondering where would they land?
Yep.
So it'll be right across the street by
Nope,
the
the
gas?
shared parking lot, the same
Oh.
side of the same block. Yep.
Okay.
So those
Awesome.
sorts of outreach things that you do, do those things help influence or inspire people to want to maybe be a part of the fire department?
Absolutely. We want any positive action will be great from it. What I always want to look for is I want to look to see how can I get the best people to apply to be a firefighter. When I applied 20 years ago, I sat in the Center for the Arts room and took a civil service exam. It had 300 people in it. They took the top 60 scores. We just did a testing process again, and that number for that test was down to, I think, 68 or under 100 people.
Wow.
Our numbers, just like PD, are really dropping. So it's important for me, because I love this job and I love the heritage of this job and this city itself, to get those best people into the locations where we can utilize their skills and talents. But it's also not only that aspect of it, but we want to keep people safe.
Sure.
If we can prevent a fire, we've done more than we could if we went and put a fire out, because the fire never started.
Now, will you be handing out, I know sometimes I've heard that you give away smoke detectors and maybe CO2, or you install them for free. Is there anything like that that's in conjunction with this open house that
Yep.
you?
Yeah, we don't do that with the open house. Currently, we have a program with the Red Cross, and honestly, I think we might be out of smoke detectors for a little bit, but we should be getting them back. What you'd want to do is you'd want to
Okay.
call the main station, 319-291-4460, and we'll set up a time where we'll actually come out to your home and set up and put in the smoke detectors for you.
I like that
Yeah,
about you.
it's a great program.
That is a great program.
It doesn't matter if you own your home or rent your home.
Wow.
All we want is smoke detectors in homes, because smoke detectors save
Isn't
lives.
that wonderful?
We've also started a program where if there's a fire in the middle of the block that displaces the family, we'll actually go around the rest of that block and canvass the homes and ask them if they have smoke detectors that are
Oh.
working. Can we put some in? You know, it's kind of a strike when the iron is hot type of thing. Everyone's aware of
Literally.
it, that there's a fire in the block, so they're thinking about it.
Sure. Good looking out. Well, great. Those are some innovative ideas. And I'm sure that you kind of talk to other fire departments across the country and find out what works for them as far as fire prevention as well.
Absolutely. The fire department is great at stealing other people's ideas.
Okay, great.
Because Waterloo is EMS based, we run the 911 ambulance service, so we've actually started a community paramedicine program as well. That program's not anything we designed. We stole it from larger cities. They did a study. It found that Black Hawk County was in need of something like this, and we're starting that program up right now, and hopefully it'll not only keep people healthier, but keep people out of the ERs where they don't necessarily need to be.
Great. Wow. Did you have one more question?
No, I'm just listening.
I do. I have one more question because it concerns it's just a good one. So what do you do with people that live alone? Don't you have one of those things where I think I saw recently where you can call a lockbox for emergency services?
Yeah, we have it's a Knox Box program.
Okay.
And it's what it basically is. It's a safe. It's a safe about this big, and it hangs over your door. So your exterior door shuts, it locks. You can't get that safe out. The only keys to that are on every fire truck and ambulance in the city.
Wow.
So we have a
it's
little.
one universal key for all.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
that makes sense.
Yep. So we have a similar looking little box in all of our apparatuses that has a keypad, and we have to press our each individual has their own special code. They press the button, they pull the key out, they open up the Knox Box, and then the keys to the house are inside there. That's a great program that Captain Bill Harder started.
Good.
And it was just one of those beautiful things about the fire service, especially
Yeah.
Waterloo, is we weren't looking for this. He found it and he brought it to Waterloo. So
Good.
now we're not breaking people's doors down.
Oh, that's so
We're able to
important.
get in quickly and safely and not do any damage when we get in.
Right. I've been the caregiver for some people that needed to use that, and it's just a great, great, great program. All right. Well, thank you. Were you getting ready?
No,
I always
no, I'm
wonder when
just-
you got things. I don't
No.
want to interrupt, but the thing about it is that you can do a lot of things. You got lock boxes. You don't break people's houses down anymore. But can you sing? That's the question. Can you sing?
I am an extremely poor singer.
Well, you're gonna sing today.
That's all you
Can I just
Okay.
mouth the words or do I
No,
have to sing?
good
sing?
no,
company.
we're not. We got DaQuan. He likes to sing loud, so cover up for him when it's time.
You gotta
for
be loud.
birthdays. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that we overlooked that you want to tell our viewers?
Well, one more thing it's kind of a fun thing that I've never done before anyway. The library is having for the month of October and Halloween, they're having a zombie apocalypse
Oh, not the
preparedness
zombies. Bill,
Wow,
you talk about
They
zombies
did
on
ask
our
me to
show.
go in to talk about zombie apocalypses and
Okay, I see it's on the screen there.
Agnes is always on top of
Agnes,
it.
she's so ready.
Yep. So the thought process behind it is it's just for fun. However, the things I'm going to talk about are good practices just to be in as well.
Sure.
How to safely secure your home. Not to barricade it. What to have for a good first aid kit. Those types of things.
Good, good looking out, Bill.
Things
I'm
that
glad
will
you included
protect
that.
you in the event of a zombie apocalypse.
And if there happens to be a zombie apocalypse, this will help. as well.
Then you're good, yep.
See?
And I
You
have
got it, huh?
one thing in the
Yeah.
spirit of Halloween. I want to encourage everyone to come out to the farmers market tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Agnes has it pulled up here.
Yes.
We're having our
Oh, look at that.
annual pumpkin surprise fundraiser. Customers can come out and purchase a pumpkin for $10. And with that pumpkin, you'll get a prize valued at least $10, and some of those prizes are valued at up to $120. So it's a great deal.
Wow, look at there. So see, aren't you glad you watched today? And if you didn't catch us live, remember you can watch us anytime on YouTube or just watch it anytime on our Northend Update page. Okay, so we got the best birthday people.
We always have the best birthday people because we have the best friends
That's right.
of
Who
the
do we
show.
have?
We've got Gwen Berry. Gwen Berry!
Wait, I need to have Gwen Berry will be there to celebrate.
That's
I need
right.
This new
Happy
list here.
birthday,
All
Jordan
right.
McKenzie. Happy
Yes.
birthday, Robert Tyson.
Right. Bob Tyson. Is that the one that was here? Yeah, he was
Yes.
just here last week. Yes. There's a couple Tyson brothers. There's probably a couple Becks. Any more Campbells?
There's plenty of Campbell. I don't know if anyone has any birthdays this month.
Okay. Yolanda Williams, Blair Jones, Chanel Berry.
Yes.
Yes, who
okay.
else?
Danny Laudit, Tony DeCecco, Barbia Williams.
Yes, and Mickey
Yes.
Porter, Purvis Williams, and Les Wild.
Oh, and one more that we can't forget because he made a point of mentioning it, who was just our guest. Happy birthday, Charles Jefferson.
Yes. Charles Jefferson. And too bad he's not here to sing.
I know. Then we'd have a good. I mean, we're great, but
Well, we got to
He'd be a
make
lot
up for
better than
Bill.
me.
We found out he can't
I can
even
go
sing.
see if he's in the parking lot. He can sing for me.
No, you sit right there. You got to take the whole show.
that's right.
Okay, so here we go. And I'm sure you would agree
It couldn't fit more perfectly
than to have a world party.
on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Louder, louder, louder.
Happy birthday,
want the police to hear. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. So our viewers know we're right here in the police station. So sometimes they might be taking a nap or drinking coffee. We got to wake them up, right? No, they're not taking a
Oh,
nap.
no, they better not be. No,
They're
no,
on
no.
the job. We love our Waterloo Police Department. We're going to have the police guy come soon.
Are we?
So we got the
Okay.
fire, we got the police, we got the mayor, we got DaQuan.
That's
Probably
right.
good that you had me first.
Okay. All right. Well, we've had a
Yeah.
lot of fun with you, Bill.
Yes,
And-
we thank you all so much for coming. We want to invite everybody to let you know that we've got some great folks coming up for our upcoming shows as
Who,
well.
Shaviva? Who?
Yep, on the 14th, we've got Grant Veter and Bree Boss. She's going to be talking about the Gates Park transformation.
Who else?
Okay, on the 21st, we've got Wayne Castle. He's going to be talking about a new marina that's going to be located near the Marriott.
Yes.
That sounds like a
yeah.
big, fancy deal to me.
Awesome. Yes. And as seasoned women, we've seen some things and are there are a few things that we've learned. What we learned, Shaviva?
Sometimes from other seasoned folks, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
And I've learned that people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but people will never forget the way you made them feel.
Yep, and I have learned that whenever I decide something with an open heart, I usually make the right decision.
All right, and I think we have a comment.
Bernadine Fintel Coy said she had a birthday on the 4th of October.
You did,
Bernadine.
Bernadine. How did we miss it? Now we got to sing all over again.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, Bernadine.
Bernadine, that song was just for you.
That's
How did
right.
we miss Bernadine?
Well, might have been in the
Okay.
names last week.
Oh, yeah, it probably was.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys all for watching us today, and we want to encourage our viewers to keep doing more of what makes them awesome.
That's right, like Bill and like DaQuan, because
It makes us all look good.
And remember, if it's Friday,
It's Northend Update. Boom shakalaka. See you next time.